Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders.
But Southeast Polk's been able to kick it out to open shooters, and to their credit, they're knocking them down.
Bobcats have seen Aaron Johnson with a nice big three, but it hasn't really kept him around in this one. It really also struggled to get it into Frankie Long in the post.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen routinely is in that half-court set is as the pressure of the guard starts to get on them, they look to pass to another guard. There'll be multiple possessions with no look at Frankie. And then some of it's on Frankie. When the ball
on her side of the court, you've got to reposition yourself instead of giving up on that. And so we've just got to work in that half-court offense. The defense, really solid. It's really in that half-court offense where we're forced to make multiple passes in that we struggle.
And, of course, Bobcats begin the week here tonight on Monday night, and Fort Dodge comes to town on Friday night. We'll have the Friday showcase, girls-boys doubleheader starting at 6. All right, so the boys' game is coming up after this as well. Nice 4-1 start to the Bobcats, but much like the girls, a big measuring stick and a CIML opponent here tonight.
Yeah, and this is a matchup that we played quite a bit last year. It was under 10 points, but it really came down. Southeast Polk won because they owned the second and third quarter. Bobcats scored 16 points in those second and third after scoring 17 total in that first period. So for me, it's really going to come down to is what flow are you going with? Southeast Polk wants to score in the 60s, while Marshalltown want to keep it in those low 50s. And looking at, there's going to be a couple key pieces out. And I know Drake Gersman's not feeling great, and he's a big matchup because he can play both ways. So it's going to come down to, yet again, Jacob Hayes, kind of his senior year. Last year he was invisible in this game. Last year Kyle Smith was very inefficient from the field. Can that 50% three-point shooting Kyle Smith come to play? And can Jacob Hayes, averaging almost 14 points a game, can he be dominant or at least get on the board consistently to really make Southeast Polk work from 1 through 5?
The only thing consistent in basketball, though, is if you're a good defensive team, that travels anywhere. And so far this year, the Bobcats defense has been really good. They've dictated a lot of their games, except for the Des Moines East game. I felt like that game, Des Moines East, especially late, started to push the pace a little bit quicker than the Bobcats would like. How do you do that tonight against Southeast Polk?
You know, they talk about it in the NBA all the time, like a schedule loss. And I almost feel like East was a schedule loss. First week of games, you play Tuesday, you play Thursday. The third game in 4 days East was pretty physical. They ran, I think, 12 guys through. We ran 6. We lost our legs in that second half. So for me, the nervousness that I would get is if teams will not play us physical. Mason City was bigger, not a physical team. We're going to beat those teams. Now, it comes when they are physical on the offensive defensive end. Can we step up? And that's where it's going to go, because Metro schools tend to be bigger and they tend to be more physical. We've got to match that intensity tonight.
Last thing before we get our bonus coverage of the girls' game, Grady Norris is out. He's averaging about 14 points per game. They've got a couple other contributors who are out of the lineup here tonight. You know, the Bobcats, you mentioned Drake Gersma a little bit under the weather, but, you know, you put that aside, you know, missing that piece is going to be huge for the Cats tonight, because he's one of the scorers, and we found that out last year in this game.
Yeah, this game, he's the one that came to play. He's very efficient offensive, defensively. I think he had 13 points. And most of Southeast Polk's production on the other side all graduated. There was a couple. Norris got a little bit of play, didn't shoot it very well. TT, their guard, got playing, but he turned it over a lot. So for tonight, it's almost two different kinds of teams coming to play. So I really think it comes down to, can the Cats get big point guard minutes? That's Damian Segovia. Can Gavin Mishek give us a little bit of run? Did a great job Friday night in the fourth quarter against Mason City. If they can do that, I like our chances down here in Altoona.
Bonus coverage of the girls' game when we come back. Right now it's 42-12. Second half just about ready to start. We'll get that underway when we come back on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know, you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. Brandon Lowe, Dylan Does alongside me. 42-12 as we get going in the second half. Ivan almost forcing a turnover. Frankie Long with a rebound. And a foul on the rebound. As that will be on Southeast Polk, and it will be Bobcat basketball to begin the second half.
Nice fight from Frankie there. Frankie opened the scoring for the Cats. She had an and one, and she made the free throw to make it a three-point play. Beyond that, she has not really touched the ball a whole lot in the post.
Inbound to Millie Heitman. And she'll bring it over the midcourt stripe. Again, Bobcats trailing by 30, their first possession of the second half. Low bounce pass over to Mara Johnson, far side corner. A little bit over dribbling. She'll dribble back to the top of the key. She is bumped hard, hits the deck, and that will be a foul, and it will be to the Bobcats, but another quick whistle.
Yeah, Yasana Love Smith, she has, we all know Amara's energy. She matches that. As they call her 5'5". There is not a chance in Hades. She is 5'5". Freshman guard is quick as a hiccup, though. Great entry pass.
Yeah, Frankie Long just can't quite convert as Southeast Polk comes away with the basketball.
Frankie's got a really good left around the rim. Sometimes she exclusively goes to the left. If she would have just popped a little right-handed hook in there, that would have been two.
Drive into the paint. Shot will rim out for Southeast Polk. They'll clear it out back to the top of the key and reset. Three from straight on is poured in by Brooklyn Rudy. The sophomore guard at 5'8" makes it 45-12. Rudy with 16 points, just a sophomore. And back down to the other end. Bobcats nearly turn it over, but it will be Bobcat basketball on the baseline left side.
She averages 13 points a game. She can fill it up a little bit. She can shoot it. And that's really one of the things. Southeast Polk shooting 30% from three as a team, while the Cats have really struggled. That's the missing link so far.
An entry pass into Frankie Long, and a foul is going to be called on Haley Clark. The junior will pick up the foul as Frankie Long was trying to get the feet in and go to work in the post, but That's the third quick team foul as we are just about 90 seconds into the second half of action. Inbound pass to Georgia Jansen up high, and near side to Bowie. Drops it in. Frankie Long, and she is tied up, and it's turned over as Clark will come up with it. She'll feed it to Bogwill, and now turn back over. Jansen has it. A little 2-on-1. Oh, and she stumbles and will lose the basketball on the baseline. And she had a player run kind of in front of her. That was Clark who caught back up.
She went to push Clark to lay it up,
yeah.
And that's where she messed up.
Yep.
Should have
just went up.
I do like the focus on getting it into the post. Now it's up to Frankie to be able to use some double pumps, go just straight up, not just kind of fall away with it.
Long shot is missed. Bogwell tried to go for the rebound. Outlet to Amara Johnson. Her layup is way too strong. She comes back in bounds, tips it right to Bogwell, and she's going the other way. She'll feed it left wing. Thought about a three. Did Clark, and they'll pass into the far side corner to Rudy. And now into the paint, and a little bit too much contact as they fed it into Elise Bartles, a freshman center. And she's going to be fouled, and the foul will come on the Bobcats, Georgia Jansen, as that will be her second foul of the night with 5:47 to go, third quarter. Bobcats trailing 45-12. First free throw is up and no good by the center and a freshman in Bartles.
It was a great duck in by Bartles. That's just a basketball IQ move. When you get someone driving on the baseline and you need that second defender to cut it off, if you're an offensive player, you just dive straight to the front of the rim. You're going to be wide open there.
Second free throw is no good by the freshman as well as Frankie Long hauls in the rebound. Heitman will bring it up the floor and has her pocket picked by Smith. She's taking it in against Bowie. Contact. And that will be on Kinsley Bowie, her third foul of the night. Just getting a little bit too much contact with Yasana Love Smith, who drove all the way after making the steal.
Number 4 on Kinsley Bowie. And
it is number 4, yeah.
With Millie Heitman, that 6'1 guard, wing, whatever you want to call her, sometimes when you're picked up by that 5'4 guard, they become very pesky. And they're much closer to that ball than you are. So it often can be difficult to bring it up against a smaller, peskier defender.
Bowie will check out as Morgan Hildebrand is in for the Bobcats. A little runner down to the paint, and there's Smith finds the bucket. 48-12. Here come the Cats the other way with Hildebrand left wing. She took it all the way. Three is off the left side of the yard. No good, as it was last contacted by Bogwill for Southeast Polk, so it'll stay with the Bobcats on the left side of your TV screen and your radio dial as Morgan Hildebrand will look to inbound here momentarily with 5:06 to go, third quarter. Inbound to Heitman in the far side corner, feeds it back to Hildebrand. Hildebrand dribbles out to the right wing, throws it away. Smith almost got it away, but Amara Johnson comes away with the basketball in the end. Skip pass over to Heitman near side. Takes a dribble, feeds to Frankie Long. It was tipped. Now gets it back underhand. Now up to Georgia Jansen at the top. Down the left side of the paint, scoop and score. Didn't get enough on it, but she was contacted, and it is a shooting foul. And that will send Georgia Jansen to the free throw line.
That was a really nice swing around to Georgia. Georgia driving in, is going to shoot two. One thing I'd like to see, and I don't know if it's because Millie airballed a three early in this ball game. Otherwise, I'd like to see her knock that down. She is wide open in the corner. We've seen her with having that consistency and that confidence over the last 3 games. She needs to be a willing shooter as Jansen makes the first.
Yeah, Bartles committed the foul. That's her third of the night. She's going to check out as Jansen got a friendly roll, and she will on the second one as well. So makes both free throws, 48-14. Jansen with 5 points in the game. Southeast Polk quickly in transition. Hallie Clark from the right wing drives in down to the right block. It's good for 2, 50-14.
And really, when you see this Iowa Alliance go into the CIML, it's very similar if you think of like a very good Missouri Valley team goes and plays a Big Ten team. They're not going to be favored ever, no matter how good that Missouri Valley team is. And it's not because it's not a good brand of basketball. It's just the Metro, the CIML.
There's a little bit of a different talent pool.
Yeah.
Contact inside is forcing the shot is Rudy, the sophomore. She makes the bucket, the and one coming. 52-14, and Ruddy has 18 here tonight. Big night for her. And the foul's the third of the night on Frankie Long.
She can hoop.
And Ruddy will miss the and one. Georgia Jansen hauls in the rebound, gets it to Hildebrand near side. Across the timeline, she'll bring it. Looking for something inside. And dribbling herself down to the left block.
It's part of the pregame where I give my wallet to my son.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I thought you were taking a selfie of us from behind or something. I wasn't sure. I didn't see anybody hanging out back there. And with that, we have a timeout on the floor. 3:33 to go in the third quarter. Cats in a big hole, 52-14.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects, from learning how to build relationships and healthy lifestyles,
And gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Jones alongside me. Our on-site producer is David Braga, Elijah Bond, and Keith Stewart on our camera coverage, and Todd Steinkamp back at our radio studios here tonight. We'll get you scoreboard updates throughout the night. A light night. It is a Monday night as Hildebrand was actually fouled, so that was the fifth team foul on Southeast Polk as we headed to that timeout with 3:33 to go. In this second half of action, Hildebrand no good on the first free throw. Second one to come, and that one is good.
Yeah, she's 3 of 4 tonight, and Hildebrand's definitely stepped up her game in many different ways. So far, it's a sophomore slump from just shooting the basketball, that perspective. If she's able to get that rectified here, especially coming into Christmas and out of Christmas, she's going to be a dangerous offensive weapon.
Amara Johnson with a beautiful play. She got the steal on a loose ball down on the other end of the floor, and she pushes the issue down to the right block, makes the bucket as it rings in, and an and one situation here as Southeast Polk with their 16th foul, second personal foul on Haley Clark, and so Amara Johnson going to the line. She has 6 points now after that made bucket.
And we said it the other night that there's a lot to like about Amara's game, and one of it, she is going to push it as she makes the free throw. She is going to push the pace. She is not going to back down. She's got that dog in her, and exactly what you want from your point guard.
Goes to work against Smith defensively. They'll pass over to the far side, a baseline drive, and a kick over to the near side to Clark. Back out to the right wing. Three. Skims off the back of the iron, as it was no good on the right wing by Clark, or excuse me, that time it was Izzy Bogwell. And into the front court, the Bobcats go with Hildebrand left wing. Finding a backdoor cut, but her pass off the mark as Hildebrand fired it down to the right block where Millie Heitman made a nice cut. She got a screen, but can't convert as the pass was off the mark.
It felt like she didn't look for the basketball. She kind of bailed out on the basketball. There's a really nice play. I will say, as the starters for Southeast Polk come out, I will say coming out of the half, I thought Coach Murphy's offense looked a lot more intentional in the half court. You can tell they definitely looked as, hey, we've got to look in. We've got to do some things to push the pace where they didn't execute in that first half.
Wow, runner in the paint by Izzy Bogwell, and the senior will make it 4 points on the night as Amara Johnson brings it into the front court over the Ram logo. She'll drive to the right wing, trying to look inside for something. Passes it left wing. Now they feed it into Frankie Long. Turnaround jumper is good from the left block. Frankie Long with 5 points here tonight. More of that is for sure, and we've seen a little bit more of that here in the second half. Quick jumper in transition on the left side of the paint by Toei, and it's no good. And here come the Cats off the rebound.
Yeah, this is the first time Frankie's really played. As Amara goes straight to the line, she's going to get 2. This is the first time Frankie really has played against another girl her size. And I feel like, usually she's getting guarded by almost 3 or 4 people packing it inside. Tonight, the size seemed to, I don't know if it bothered her much, but it really cut down on some passing angles.
Mara Johnson, first free throw is no good off the front of the iron. Kinsley Bowie is going to check back into the contest. Kira Halstead is also back in as Georgia Jansen and Frankie Long will check out. Second free throw is off the left side, no good. 54-20 is how we'll stand with a running clock with 90 seconds to go in this third quarter of action. A shot up for Southeast Polk, rebound out to the left wing as Gracie Wilson hauled that one in. Now she's going to cut inside of the paint down to the right block, and her layup is good. Blowing right past the Bobcat defense. She has 6 here tonight, 56-20 with a minute to go. Mara Johnson in transition. Little scoop shot, tried to reverse that one, could not do so, and a clear out pass to Wilson up court is off of her shoe and out of bounds back to the Bobcats.
One thing we talk about talent pool, it isn't not necessarily is my point guard better than your point guard, is your small forward better than my small forward. It's often just the sheer numbers.
Yeah, the depth piece is definitely there. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bowie, left wing, drops it to Heitman on the left block. Covered up. Out to Hildebrand at the top. Drives down left side of the paint. Loses the basketball. Finds a cutting Heitman. Over to Bowie, far side corner. Wide open for the 3. Pops in and out. Rebound right side. Almost a travel by Bogwell. She lost it. Finds up court. A layup is no good by Zutenhorst. And out of bounds. Last touch by the Bobcats as it went for the rebound. Not able to get it. And that will end the third quarter. 56-20 is our score as we head to the fourth. You're watching bonus coverage of Bobcat girls basketball right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. Brandon Lewis still in Dallas alongside me. Bonus coverage of the girls' game, down 56-20. We do have a running clock coming up, our countdown to tip-off as we'll get you ready for the boys' game following the completion of this one. Got a good boys' game coming up. 3-2 are the Southeast Polk Rams, and 4-1 are the Bobcat boys heading into this one with a 2-game winning streak. As Morgan Hildebrand goes inside, she has 5. And she finishes on the left side of the hoop there. Now 3 from the near side wing. Frankie Long beat out for a rebound down low. Second chance life for Southeast Polk Rams. And a drive inside the paint. Frankie steals it away on the drive. I believe that was Zutenhorst on the drive. Actually, that was Towie. And taken away by Frankie Long as the Bobcats into the front court and now out of bounds on the far sideline. A turnover as Holstead just kind of lost it there. But here we look at the replay, all brought to you by Tyler Prashong State Farm. As Hildebrand with a nice cut down there in the left block.
They've had a couple different back cuts. I just think they're much more active. And it comes down to that first half. It got to 18-10, and it looks like they were going to be able to make a couple plays. And then Southeast Polk turned them over a few times. And then they immediately went back to bad habits.
Another 3 miss for Southeast Polk Rams. Bobcats come away with it, turn it over in the front court. As coming away with it is Wilson. And she'll pass it up. A left high post jumper is good. As Zutenhorst will knock that one down from the spot. 58-22.
Morgan has got to pack away that one-handed pass. She's turned that over. Her turnovers come with those, trying to thread a one-handed pass in. As Frankie misses the bunny there, here comes Southeast Polk.
And promptly turned over as Wheatley loses it in the paint, and she was trying to drive towards the hoop. Bowie checks over her shoulder and swats away, and that's going to be a charge. And she kind of, maybe she caught one in the neck a little bit, but.
Oh, she got hit in the face first.
And
she got hit
that is number 5 on Kinsley Bowie,
right
and so
face.
She is out. Yeah, I think both players right there took a little bit of contact, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yikes. That's why Bowie, I did not see that, as Bogwell kind of came in, and yeah, Bowie caught one on the right cheek, or right chin.
Yeah, you kind of look, it's chicken or egg on that. A little bit, if this is NBA, that would be a double technical.
Yeah. Mara Johnson off the Georgia Jansen rebound off a Southeast Polk miss. Drives down the left block, spin move, stop. On to Halstead, 3 near side. Did not follow her shot, so could not get the rebound, but now Hildebrand comes up with a steal. And the Bobcats will keep possession here with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
I love that Halstead just took the shot, though.
Yeah, I do too, yeah. But she had an open lane to follow that shot and get her own miss, but just did not kind of attack the basketball there. And so Bobcats, though, get it inside to Frankie Long, and she turned around, went for a jumper foul by Olivia Towie. And that is her 4th of the night. Frankie Long at the stripe now with 5 points in the game. As the first one is good. So Frankie with 6. 58-23 now our score. Bobcats trailing. Well, you know what this game is all about. It's letting you know where you stand, and it happens right before Christmas. You've still got basically another 2 months to go for your season. As middle of February, you start up postseason play. As Frankie Long able to convert on both free throws, so she has 7 points. But this is a team you might see in that first round or second round of action, and what do you learn from a game like this the most? I mean, aside from, they might have a little more depth, as we alluded to, a runner in the paint, Frankie Long with a rebound, but I mean, where do you learn the most as far as getting ready for postseason play and making sure this kind of thing doesn't happen second time around?
So really this game came down to a lack of execution in the half court in that first half, and it came over with they pressed, but a lot of the turnovers off the press were not forced by the press. They were made by bad decisions or lackadaisical movement, which we've seen in the past and hadn't really seen so far this year. So I think some of it is knowing you cannot just show up.
Yeah.
You have got to execute at every level on both sides of the basketball. So what we're looking for the Cats is when postseason play comes, hopefully they've got an offensive identity and that they've really moved it, because if you have got to be able to play through Frankie and develop new opportunities, if it be kick-out threes, if it means cutting off her picks, the back cuts, if it means dumping it to her in the post. I think fundamentally she's the difference maker, and you have to start getting your offense based around her.
Frankie Long got tied up, and a jump ball was forced, and now she is going to be fouled as the possession arrow gave it back to Southeast Polk, and in the front court, she is going to be fouled, and that'll be number 3 on the night on Ella Wheatley, the sophomore guard. And so Frankie Long fouled again. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, trailing 58-24. And Samara Johnson will run the points, and she's over the timeline in the front court. Gets a screen from Frankie Long, does not use it. Kicks out left wing to Heitman down near side corner. And Hildebrand drove on the baseline out of bounds. Turnover, Bobcats. And it just seems like you mentioned a little bit of sophomore slump. She's only a sophomore, just a high schooler, but we've seen her tonight, just the situational awareness. Things have been a little bit of a struggle here. That's one player you look to. Maybe the break will be a good thing for her, and she can kind of just focus on the basics and get things going, because this first couple of weeks for the season for Morgan Hildebrand has been a little rough.
And the thing that is really where I see her struggling the most, and I say, you know how you can say certain things because you did those certain things? In college, I ran more sprints because of my commitment to one-handed passes. So when I talk about Morgan and these one-handed passes that have resulted solely into turnovers, that little pocket pass right there, she tries to throw that instead of like something with a little bit more oomph to it, and she's got to get rid of that pass. That's a YMCA pass. It works at the Y. It may work in pickup. It does not work in high school varsity.
Yep, for sure. A missed long shot for Southeast Polk. Bobcats get the rebound. Heitman picks up her dribble, right wing, and lets it to Long, way up high, and works her way down to the right block. Turn around, finally lifts one up, and will score it on the right block as she was able to score over top of Ivy Oroko. And now Southeast Polk Rams throw it along the baseline out of bounds. Turnover back to the Bobcats with 1:12 to go. We'll hang tight here for this possession, and then we'll get you ready to go for the Bobcat boys basketball game coming up in just a little bit. So as we count down final 60 seconds of the game, Amara Johnson is into the front courts and picked off.
You got to come to the basketball.
Southeast Polk. Yeah, did not come to the basketball, and Amara Johnson will foul Southeast Polk's Kaylin Litweiler as the sophomore forward will head to the free throw line. Amara Johnson with her third foul of the night. And so here tonight, Bobcats, we were looking it up, early 90s. I believe it was 93, 94.
93, 94.
Bobcat girls started 12-0. The next year they started 5-0, but thanks to Brad Braga, he helped us out that they had to forfeit four of those wins because of an ineligible player. So, this 6-0 start, I know it's going to come to an end here tonight, but boy, it has been a fun ride for this girls basketball team, and this might kind of reinvigorate them that they know that, hey, there's definitely stronger competition out there, and you're going to have to really tighten up your game a little bit going forward.
Well, yeah, you're looking at Friday night. This is Marshalltown's more talented than Fort Dodge. You can get back to winning ways, but let's win in a different way. Let's put both sides of the ball together, because I still think we've seen something here as Frankie scores again. There are not a lot of 6'2" girls out there.
Yeah.
If they can commit to going to the post first, it opens up everything else.
That is for sure. Frankie Long, a late fly-in. She's going to pick up her fourth foul of the night. It looks like Southeast Polk Ram player is going to be okay as a reserve in there, and Caroline Ave will be the one who was the recipient of that hard foul by Frankie Long, taking out some frustration
Frankie
on.
Didn't question if it was a foul.
That's
she brought the 18-wheeler and sent her packing.
First free throw is no good, so 59-28 are current counts. As Southeast Polk Rams will win it as Frankie Long checks out for the final time here tonight. Second free throw is no good. Bobcats will get one final shot off here with 15 seconds to go. So America Johnson can create here at the end. Not able to get that one to go. Southeast Polk Ram trying for a late bucket. It will not go, and that'll be it. 59-28 is the final score as the girls drop to 6-1 with the loss. They'll take on Fort Dodge coming up on Friday night, part of our doubleheader coverage starting at 6 o'clock. Time to get you going for the boys' game right now on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV. And into the front court with 5 seconds. Finds Jacob Hayes for the three. Yeah! At the buzzer it goes! Flips it underhand to Kyle Smith. Wide open splash. Knocks it down near side. Here goes Hayes down the right side of the paint. Count the bucket. Yeah. Now to Gersma top the key as he had nothing going. Gersma inside. Scores the bucket. Over to Kyle Smith. Smith stumbling away, did gather it in. He now drives to the free throw line. Turnaround jumper. Boom! Wow, what a start. Welcome to Southeast Polk High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. Monday night basketball from the Metro as the Rams 3-2. Bobcats are 4-1. Bobcats come in on a 2-game winning streak. They took down Hoover by 26 last Tuesday night. And then a nice win against Mason City on Friday night, 46-38. Bobcats doing a lot of things well right now, Dylan. Number 3 in points per game. Defense efficiency, they're only averaging 39 points per game. 3-point shooting is 5th in 4A.
Yep.
And, of course, they have done a nice job rebounding the basketball as well at 33.6 per game. That is 10th in Class 4A. So you're doing a lot of the right things, but like we mentioned, big game here tonight. How do you keep that going and doing those things you do so well so far here tonight and implement those?
Well, one of the things, this Bobcat team should not be that high up in rebounding numbers. How do they get it done? When you start a center who's 6'2", the guards are prolific rebounders. You look at Kyle Smith, 12.5 a game. You look at Drake Gersma. He's second in the team in rebounds. Then Lars Schoenfelder with almost 4 offensive rebounds a game. They do it by committee, but they have long, strong guards that help them rebound on the glass. That's one way that you do it. Second way is you literally we're going to need to knock down some big shots. But the way you do that is not by forcing them. We've seen Kyle Smith last year started off with high point totals, but really low efficiency numbers. This year, shooting 48% from the field, 50 from three-point land. His scoring numbers are down a point, but the scoring totals for everyone else has just exploded, and he's being much more efficient with his scoring, which makes everybody else be able to eat a little bit early, get the flow and feel for the game early.
You just saw head coach Michael Apple a moment ago in his 8th year leading the program. He's got Kyle Smith, not only 15 made threes, that's tied for 3rd in 4A, but you mentioned that rebounding category. He has 62 defensive rebounds. Yeah. That's number 1 in 4A. Yeah. The next closest is 45. That's how much he is dominating, getting those defensive rebounds. It always seems like he's in the right spot at the right time. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Southeast Polk Rams here tonight, they're without Grady Norris, who's averaging 14 points per game. The 6'1 senior will be out of the lineup. He'll be replaced by Will Hinsey here tonight, who's only averaging 1 point per game, and he's a 5'10 junior. That'll be a big loss for Southeast Polk here tonight.
Southeast Polk, much like Marshalltown, does not go deep into their bench. They've got 4 dudes that score, and Norris being one of them, but they really don't share it beyond that a whole lot, so they're going into uncharted territory. So for Southeast Polk to be able to get out with the win, it's going to be somebody that they don't know is going to have to contribute. Yeah. Somebody that Marshalltown didn't plan for is going to be able to have to knock down a couple threes.
Well, they'll be going against a good head coach here tonight in his first year, Dave Stubbs, the new man leading the help for the Southeast Polk Rams. He has a 381 and 53 record. He was last 11 years at Grandview Christian. Of course, his team went to the state tournament last year, lost out in the semifinal. He brought over a couple of players, including Thomas Childs, who's averaging 12 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Tip-off coming up right around the corner. When we come back, it is our Cat Connection and our pregame chat with head coach Mike Apple. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
The Cat Connection, powered by State Farm, mtownproud.com.
It is our Cat Connection with Talon Halstead, senior for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Talon, you played a little bit at the varsity level last year, mixed in with some JV last year as well. Where did you kind of feel like maybe your game grew the most with that experience last year?
Just playing more of a 5 position, rebounding the ball. I don't know, just being the guy that can kind of get the offensive rebounds and play defense, Yeah.
Of course, your height is God-given. You can't teach height, so going to use that to your advantage. How much do you think that kind of helps this team overall as far as the mix of players out there, being able to come in, use that to your advantage, get the rebounds, the tough position on the offense and the defensive end of things?
Well, there's no one else that can really guard the taller people. I mean, we didn't have that last year or the year maybe before that too. So, I mean, able to help defensively, box out, help in the paint, Yeah.
And, of course, coming into this year, I look back to your football season. You switched positions. You're more of that DB role a couple of years ago, but this year you moved into the defensive end role. You really bought in well. You had a great year at defensive end, registered a few sacks and that kind of stuff. So being able to be a versatile player, whether it's on the football gridiron or here on the basketball floor, how important is that to what you can offer to the coaching staff and your teammates?
It's very important because there's not a lot of people that are going to play aggressive or sit there and use their body. Like, obviously, I've had to go against a lot of big people. And so maybe being a football player going against a 6'8", 4-star from Iowa, going to Iowa, is going to help me not be intimidated by anyone, really, So.
Of course, in your senior year, do you have any kind of goals laid out for this season, things you want to make sure you accomplish or the team accomplishes overall?
Any goals team-wise? I'd say get a good playoff run. I want to hopefully win more than the sub-state,
Yeah. All right. What other activities and things are you involved in during the school year outside of basketball and football?
Possibly track, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. I've done it 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'll do it. Yeah. It's a possibility, though.
Okay. All right. And then you've still got a little time to think about it, but you got anything planned for college or anything of that nature?
I'm still undecided.
Okay.
Still undecided.
You got plenty of time. Like I mentioned, I gave you the free out, that's for sure, as we hope you have nothing but the best of luck your senior season, Talon.
Thank you.
All right. That is Talon Halstead with our Cat Connection. Get all brought to you by Tyler Pashong, State Farm, mtownproud.com.
Like any good neighbor, sometimes you move. Here at Tyler Pashong State Farm, we have moved to our new office location at 2110 South Center Street here in Marshalltown. I'm Tyler Pashong. I'm so proud of my team and what we have helped build, but we couldn't have done it without you. We are passionate about what we do and care about the community we serve. I invite you to our new location and see how we can make a positive impact in your life.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
M-Town proud.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Welcome back into the Countdown to Tip-Off. It is the Bobcats and the Rams, two former CIML opponents, match up here tonight as we welcome in head coach Mike Apple for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Bobcats 4-1 heading into this one here tonight. A couple of really nice wins last week, including coming off a Friday night showcase as you took down the Mason City Riverhawks. As your team heads into this game here tonight against the Rams, obviously the CIML opponents always a little bit more of that measuring stick game for yourself. How well do you think your fourth-ranked defense, though, is going to travel night in and night out throughout the season? Because they've shown themselves well early this season.
Well, hopefully it does. It travels well. But, I mean, we don't know until we get on the floor. We got to obviously be prepared and understand that this is a little different team than we've played. It's going to be the best team we've played. And they have the ability to score it, where they have almost 5 guys scoring in double digits. So it's just not one guy. You got to really kind of take out of the game. It's they got 5 guys that are capable of scoring the ball.
We saw Alan Jenkins over the past 7 years in this matchup, and now first-year head coach Dave Stubbs. He brings over a winning mentality from Grandview Christian. He spent 11 years there. His team last year made it to the state semifinal as well. So what do you know that maybe the philosophy that he brings, or a little bit of a different Southeast Polk Ram squad that we'll see here tonight?
Well, he knows what he's doing, that's for sure. With that much success, he's well experienced. He's coached a long time, and they're good. I mean, they all know their roles. They kind of understand how to play hard, and they execute their offense. They're extremely good in transition. If you're not ready, they're pushing the ball, and they're going to score easy baskets. And they defend, and they pressure you, and they play hard.
One thing that we mentioned on that defensive side of things, too, East kind of sped up that game in your one loss this year, but you've been able to kind of dictate the tempo. Is that something you kind of focus on in a game like this, is maybe trying to play your style for all 4 quarters?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we have to make sure we take care of the ball. We can't have they can't have points off or turnovers, and we need to keep doing a good job of rebounding the basketball. It's going to be a little more athletic team, a little bit bigger, a little stronger, so we got to do a good job of keeping them off the glass, like we have been all year. And if we're able to kind of do those 2 things, we should give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, obviously we know Kyle Smith is such a good scorer, but he's such a good rebounder too. He's number 1 in the state in defensive rebounds. He leads by almost 20 over the second place guy. It always seems like he's in the right place at the right time. Why is that?
I think he's just got a good feel for it. I mean, he's always in the right spot to do it. He obviously blocks his guy out and is able to go get rebounds. But, yeah, he's just got a good feel for kind of where that ball's going to go, and he goes and gets them.
Of course, last year coming into this game against Southeast Polk Rams, Jacob Hayes was only averaging 7 points a game. He's averaging double that this year. What's kind of led, in your mind, to his success on the offensive end?
We sell a lot of back screens for Kyle for him to get layups. No, I'm just.
That is true, though.
Yeah. He's put a lot of work in. I mean, that's what it comes down to. He's built a lot of confidence. He's put a lot of work in this summer, and you can see he's continuing to get better and better and more confident. I thought last game was by far probably his best game against Mason City. Hit some shots, which we know he's capable of doing, but he's also still aggressive to the rim, getting to the free throw line. And his defense continues to get better on how hard he has to play the whole game.
Yeah, and going the whole distance here. Last question for you, Coach. We saw that Lincoln game. You were up 20-7, and then they slowly started to work their way back. Your last road game that you've had of the season. So heading into this battle here tonight, what's the biggest factor being on the road, composing yourself for all 4 quarters and finishing out?
Yeah, we kind of reminded them that in practice that we haven't had a road game since Lincoln, and we got to go out our business the right way, and each individual needs to understand how you do that and how you prepare for a game on the road to give ourselves the best chance to win and be ready to play.
Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that is head coach Mike Apple. We check out the starting 5 for the Rams and the Bobcats when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Anytime is a great time to treat yourself at Dairy Queen. From legendary blizzards and cakes to juicy burgers and crispy fries. Whatever you're craving, we've got you covered. Both Marshalltown locations have all your lunch and dinner favorites to keep you smiling and coming back for more. Right now, try the sauced and tossed sweet chili chicken strip basket, frosted sugar cookie blizzard, or the holiday nog shake. Don't wait. Swing by either Marshalltown location or get Dairy Queen delivered today.
Time now for tonight's starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver you the starting lineups tonight. First out for the Rams, 3-2. They're 1-2 in the CIML. Head coach Dave Stubbs in his first year, replacing Alan Jenkins, as the Rams went 9-15 last year. Stubbs, 381 for the wins, 53 losses in his career record. He was the Des Moines Register Iowa Coach of the Year in 2017. He comes up to the 4A level from the 2A level there at Grandview Christian. As his teams that he's coached, he's been to 10 state tournaments and won 4 state titles. So definitely bringing the coaching aspect, as they are coming off a win against Lincoln, 73-50. That is the common opponent here tonight. And that is kind of what you expected the final stat to be when the Bobcats played Lincoln.
Yeah.
But no, it's 53-50. That game went into overtime. It was just first game of the year, first road game, and then Bobcats in the fourth quarter looked like they kind of got some dead legs in that one, but were able to fight through that adversity and get an opening night win.
Yeah, that's one I'm interested to see what this looks like after Christmas, because I think that matchup's a little bit more what you saw in the first half than what you saw in the second half. I think Marshalltown's the better team. So tonight you kind of have a chance. You think that, but I think tonight Southeast Polk will be a good one to see that way.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, starting lineup for the Rams looks like this. Emmanuel TT averaging 16 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals for the 5'11 senior guard. In this matchup a year ago, he had 13 points and 1 steal. Out tonight is Grady Norris, and so it'll be Henry Gaffney starting tonight. 9 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a 6'4 senior forward. Number 11, Thomas Childs, 12 points per game, 4 rebounds per game. Shoots it at 42% from 3. Bobcats will have to get a man on him in the perimeter. 6'2 senior guard will get the start. Will Hensey is starting in place of Grady Norris tonight. Number 12, averaging just 1 point per game, has not made a free throw. The 5'10 junior guard gets a star. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Rams here tonight, Joshua Charlton, as he is averaging 12 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game, 4 assists for the 6'4 sophomore guard. For the Marshalltown Bobcats tonight, starting 5 will look like this, same as it has been all season. Number 3, Drake Gersma, a little bit under the weather tonight, but he'll get going. 9 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game. He's coming off a night where he had 8 points and 6 assists against Mason City on Friday night, a 6'2 junior guard. Number 10, Kyle Smith, tied for 3rd in 4A in threes made with 15. He's shooting it 50% from beyond distance. He's been very efficient this year, the 6'3 senior guard. Number 24, Damian Segovia, coming off his best career night. The freshman guard had 10 points and 3 assists on Friday against Mason City. Number 30, Jacob Hayes, second in scoring on the team, averaging 13.6 points per game, 4 rebounds per game for Jacob Hayes. A 6'2 senior guard will get the start tonight. And rounding out the starting 5, Lars Schoenfelder doing the dirty work down low, averaging just over 5.5 rebounds per game for the 6-foot freshman forward. He had 2 points, 8 rebounds Friday against Mason City. It's the Bobcats and the Rams from Southeast Polk High School on KFJB-TV.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
I'm Drake Gersma, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. Time for today's Keys to the Game, powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com.
For the Bobcats, it's all ones and zeros, right? Everything comes down to ones and zeros. And starting from the defensive side, as the Cats already do, I think they need to eliminate one of those double-digit scores. Last Friday, they shut down all of Mason City's options except for Marcel Whitner late. Rams are built a little bit the same way with multiple scores. Cats need to lock down one of them. And then 0, you can't allow second chances. You can't not allow offensive rebounds, so you got to put a 0 there. Offensively, I think the Cats need one more guy. Right now, Kyle and Jacob are going really, really well. Friday night, Damian Segovia had his first double-digit outing. Who's going to be the guy here tonight? And then 0 transition points. Turnovers may happen. Both teams don't turn it over a whole lot, but when you do, it can't lead to run-out breaks.
That is our keys to the game. Again, all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Tip-off between the Rams and the Bobcats. 2 former CIML opponents match up tonight right here on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and on KFJB-TV.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit VisionSource-MarshalltownEyeCare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
Monday Night Hoops from the Metro. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does alongside me. Keith Stewart, Elijah Bond on camera. Dave Braga, our producer, on site. Is back at the News Talk 1230 FM 93.9 radio studios. Todd Steinkamp. Well, the Rams and Bobcats just about ready to get going here tonight. Rams will be in their white tops and bottoms with yellow numbers outlined in black. Bobcats in their blue tops and bottoms with white numbers. And Bobcat Marshalltown across the front outlined in red. Great crowd on hand here for this Monday night contest. A light night around the state of Iowa. We'll try to get you scores as we go throughout the night. Our officials taking the floor. Both teams will huddle. 8 minutes on the clock. Tip-off coming momentarily. Last tidbit about Bobcat basketball coming into this one. 12 assists, 11 turnovers. It's great to see. It's kind of that hidden number. You know, we've talked about a little bit this year, but you can keep that turnover number and you're passing that ball, working around on the perimeter here tonight. They did struggle at times on Friday against Mason City, getting those open perimeter shots. How can they find that room here tonight?
Well, I think it really comes down to just finding that initial. If the drive is there, take it, but be patient. And what we found is a lot of the time Kyle will get a shot off a second or third action. Usually he's used as a picker and then will come off a pick. Or you will find a lot of the back pick option late in offensive sets. So just be efficient with the basketball, low turnovers, and share the ball.
Charlatan will win the opening tip as he faced off with Jacob Hayes at midcourt. We are underway. As Emmanuel TT will control the basketball. The right wing double team finds the free throw line and a drive down the left side. A leader is no good, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Kyle Smith of the Bobcats. And that one will not go as Henry Gaffney was driving down to the left block. And so that one did not go. TT will inbounds, baseline right side. They will find Childs on the inbound. They feed out to the right wing. Childs, got the feed from Henry Gaffney. And Childs will open up the scoring with a three from the right wing as the Bobcats will bring it to the front court. Swing it to Schoenfelder, left wing.
Childs shoots 40% from three. That's his 11th three of the year.
Guersma, right wing. Passes to Segovia. He's bumped out there by Hinsey. Still guarded way out high. Finds Jacob Hayes on the left wing. Trying to find somebody cutting. Oh, he had Guersma on the left block, wide open. Backdoor cut to Kyle Smith. Now feeds to Segovia. Extra pass. Guersma down the left side of the paint. His layup is just a little bit strong. Oh, that looked like goaltending. No call as Guersma gets it back as Schoenfelder went up for the shot. It was blocked, and cleaning up the glass is Guersma. That's that strong rebounding by the Bobcats paid off right there.
Yeah, I thought that came off the glass before the block as well.
Left wing. Just enough room, and it is no good on the left wing for a three for Thomas Childs as he made one a moment ago. Back to the Cats with 6.5 minutes to go, opening quarter of play. Guersma to the right wing. Pick up his dribble. A little bit of pressure on him. It gets to Schoenfelder. Flips it back to Guersma at the top of the key as they'll continue to run their offense. Kyle Smith, free throw line, almost traveled with it. Segovia gets it right wing now. Backs in. Gives it back out to Kyle Smith at the top. 12 on the shot clock. Kyle Smith spins into the paint. Right high post jumper. Turnaround, no good. Just rims out right side. A great look for Kyle Smith there to buy some room. Up to TT, right wing.
And that TT Gersma matchup is a really big one, especially with Drake not feeling all that great.
Charlottetown down the right side of the paint, has it knocked away. The freshman Segovia comes away with the basketball and hands off to Gersma, who trots into the front line. Again, a little bit under the weather, but give it a go here tonight for the starting point guard for the Bobcats. Over to Jacob Hayes, right wing. Hands to Segovia, tries to roll down to the right block, and Segovia has it tipped away, but Kyle Smith comes away with it and throws it away as he was saving it from going out of bounds. Childs has it. Outlets to TT. Hesitates down to the right block. Off the glass for two. And Southeast Polk Rams take back extend their lead 5-2 as TT picks up his first bucket of the night. Hayes, right high post. And then a high entry pass. Gives it back to Segovia. Pressure in his face. Trying to buy a little bit of room. Dribbles into the paint. Passes batted away. Gets it back from Schoenfelder as it was a loose ball. Segovia feeling that pressure, gets it away as he hits the deck. Now over to Gersma. He hits the deck. TT will hit the deck. Everybody's scrambling all over the place, and now a foul out high. Will Henzia reach it on Gersma as he started to drive down to the paint from the right wing. And Gersma will see that be the first foul of the night on Henzia, as Henzia inserted into the starting lineup here tonight due to Grady Norris with his 14 points a game out of the contest here tonight. So a little bit light on the bench for the Southeast Polk Rams.
Really physical on the perimeter.
Enough room for Kyle Smith. Left wing threes off the left side of the iron. Rims out right. Rebound by Gaffney. Outlet up court to Childs. Leaves it behind for Charlottetown. And his pass is knocked away. Out to the left wing. Gaffney picks it up. Back to Charlottetown. Free throw line over to the right wing. A fake three and a drive, and now they have to kick it back out as Childs didn't have a good look.
They're now trying to run Childs off the three-point line.
Charlton, long three is no good from straight on. Rebound by Kyle Smith.
Charlton came down maybe on a foot or something. Yeah, he does not look good.
Looks like his right ankle maybe is bothering him right here. He's hanging down on the left block. Schoenfelder off his screen, over to Gersma, left wing. Kyle Smith now off of the screen to the top of the key, picked up out there.
You've got to attack him. Somebody's got to call it out.
Gersma starts to drive, pulls up, free throw line. It's short. TT with a rebound out there on the left side. He'll push it up the far side of the court. Swings it. Wide open as Childs' three is off the front of the iron. Kyle Smith snags down the rebound. 5-2, still our count. Bobcats trailing by 3 on the road with 3:42 and counting opening quarter of action.
I got to put him in a pick and roll or something. Somebody's got to recognize the mismatch. He's now holding Kyle Smith's hand.
Give and go and pay it off. They set the screen for Hayes again, and he rolls 5-4 down the left side off the glass for 2.
Offensively, I'm putting Charlton in a pick and roll, a switch, or something. He's struggling to move, and he's just focusing on grabbing guys.
And he cuts down to the right block and comes up a little bit short on his shot. It was a good cut. He's slow in transition getting back. Bobcats quickly down the court. They'll settle into their offense, though. And now the paint opens up momentarily for the freshman, but a hold on the backside of the play as a foul will be called on the Southeast Polk Rams. A little bit of holding action as a screen was being set on the far side. I did not see what number that was on. I believe it's on Charlton as he's going to check out here with that ankle issue.
And we just saw the back pick for the layup for Hayes, and that was because Charlton couldn't even hedge. They needed to put him in the mix a lot earlier than they did.
Foul was actually on Thomas Childs, his first of the night. Bobcats will inbound and reset it to the top of the key with Gersma. Henzia with a hand on his hip. Guard him way out high. Segovia left wing. Flips it over to Kyle Smith at the top of the key. Gives it back to Gersma. Now a screen for Kyle Smith. Pulls up. 15-foot jumper left side is no good. Just inside the left wing, and TT with the rebound. Up court quickly. They'll run it with Henzia. Inside. Misses the bunny. And Kyle Smith comes away with a rebound as they were fighting for it down there. And the Bobcats look to take their first lead of the game here after Southeast Polk Rams hit a 3 to begin this one by Childs.
44's out here for Southeast Polk, and I do not have a name for him.
We do not have a 44. I know that it was light for them here tonight heading into this one, as he had 3 guys out in their lineup. A drive inside, a scoop and score. Missing, but following it back is Drake Gersma, and he does not look like he's under the weather as the Bobcats have a 6-5 lead with under 2 minutes to go first quarter.
His mom told him Jordan had one of his best games getting sick.
Suck it up, right?
If mom tells you to suck it up and go perform, you got to go do it.
TT flips it over to Hinsey, drives into the paint. He'll come up short. It's off the right side, and a nice rebound by Gersma underneath, and he's going to be fouled by Henry Gaffney from behind. And here we go. And look at that last scoop and score attempt by Gersma. Missed it, but the putback was good. As that replay all brought to you by Tyler Pershong State Farm. So the foul is on Henry Gaffney, his first of the night. It's Bobcat basketball with 1:31 to go. Opening quarter of play. And Mishek is going to check in. So Gavin Mishek will bring the ball up court, getting it from Kyle Smith on the pass in. Hands off to Gersma at the top of the key. High entry pass down the right side, hanging in the air, no good by Hayes. And the basketball is out on the baseline by Emmanuel TT. And it will stay baseline left side as Kyle Smith will go to inbound it with 1:16 to go.
Charlatan came back in at the last dead ball.
Inbound to Gersma. Left wing. Pops it to the top of the key to Kyle Smith. Forces a three, hand in his face off the back of the iron, no good. Charlatan will haul in the rebound and bring it up the court himself. He's going to drive all the way coast to coast. Stops. And his reverse layup is good as he kind of spun around, and Charlatan with his first bucket of the night. Under a minute to go first quarter. Gersma speeds ahead against TT over the timeline. Gives to Mishek. TT will pick him up all over Mishek. Back to Gersma. That's a push by Charlatan.
Push.
Charlatan pushed right on Gersma. He drives right past Charlatan to the hoop. Comes up short. Gets his own miss. And he'll go up with it, but he finishes strong. And the rebound's going to be brought in by Henry Gaffney. And Schoenfelder's going to pick up a foul on the backside of the play. Reach it in on the rebound. And 7-6 our count. Southeast Polk with the lead and the basketball now with 31 seconds to go first quarter.
That definitely was a foul there on the Cats on Schoenfelder, but there was 3 separate fouls getting inside. I understand playing body physical at the perimeter, but once you start hacking at arms, grabbing arms on the ball handler, you've got to call that.
Couple of screens to fight through. Bobcats send a double team out there, tip it away. Kyle Smith on the fast break. Reverse layup's good. He was on the right side, but finishes on the left, and big bucket for Kyle Smith. 8-7 Bobcats. Final seconds of the first quarter. TT left wing, 4 seconds. Mike Apple talking to the refs about a travel and a last-second three before the end of the first quarter. It is no good. Southeast Polk, 8-7. Bobcats take a lead to the second quarter on KFJB-TV.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto, it's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School up on the Marshalltown Highview scoreboard. Cats leading 8-7. Time for a scoreboard update. All brought to you by Central State Bank.
It's a light night here on Monday night. We have a final. Grinnell loses to Washington 53-41. At halftime, Des Moines Roosevelt 14, Dallas Center Grimes 38. And on the boys' side, with 2 minutes left before halftime, Grinnell 25, Washington 27.
My call there at the end of the first quarter was flustered and
that's
too
on
bad.
me.
Too bad we don't have any audio. But this was the play before we went to the end of the first. As Kyle Smith, the Bobcats did a nice job to bring a couple of guys out for a quick trap, and were able to knock that ball away.
And Kyle used the rim as his protector with an easy left-handed layup off the glass.
Right wing, Kyle Smith, guarded by TT, gives it back to Gersma at the top of the key.
A unique lineup for the Cats.
A pass back towards the middle of the paint, and that's like the quarterback throwing back across his body right there, a no-no. And Southeast Polk comes away with the turnover. Up to Hinsey. Hinsey drops it behind for Childs. Straight on three. Is off the back of the iron. Hinsey tries to go for the rebound, but how about that? The freshman ripping away the rebound up to Kyle Smith, and the pass was a little bit too far in front. You can see Smith trying to set up for a three right there, but no go. As you alluded to, a little bit of a different lineup. Mishek is in there. Hayes, as well as Segovia, Gersma, and Smith, the five of the floor. Nobody telling Kyle Smith. There's Charlton right there. Takes it all the way for the slam. Charlton with 2. He has 4 in the game, 9-8. Southeast Polk with the lead back. Gersma, far side, gets a half-court pass from Gersma. Not able to do anything with it. Feeds it back to Gersma. Now gives it back to Mishek, left wing.
Now, last turnover's on Damian Segovia. He didn't say anything.
Yeah, Hayes just had Charlton come from behind. Hayes open for a three, near side, skims off the front of the iron, no good. As Charlton rips away the rebound. Outlet up the court. Here goes Childs, feeds out to TT, near side corner three. It's going to come up short. Left side of the iron, rims out right to Kyle Smith.
This is where the Cats, they just haven't had jumpers go. Their shot has been short all night, but they're battling.
Gersma into the front court, and TT will reach in from behind. That will be a foul on him, his first foul of the night, as Gersma just beat him and drove into the paint, and TT reaching from behind.
Yeah, there you see Charlatan being a charlatan and stealing it from behind.
A charlatan Hornet? Come on.
We're better than that.
No.
It
was low-hanging fruit.
Yes.
Baseline right side, Segovia passes into Hayes, who feeds over to Kyle Smith. We'll call out the play call here as Gersma has hit the bench. Now over to right wing to Kyle Smith. His three is going to rim out backside, but allows touch by Southeast Polk. Charlton went for the rebound as well as Childs, and they knock it out of bounds. It will stay with the Cats with 5:59 second quarter, 9-8. Southeast Polk Rams leading.
And Kyle's, this is the most volume of shots, and that's a terrible inbounds pass.
Yeah, as Bobcats try to get it inbounds to Lars Schoenfelder at the top, but Kyle Smith with a bad pass, and TT picks it off and takes it all the way. He has 4. 11-8 Bobcats trailing on the road. Hayes, right wing, has the basketball. Cutting Mishek to the top of the key. Loses dribble a little bit, gathers it back in, swings it to Segovia. Hayes was flashing in the paint, nothing there. Segovia tied up. Charlton, man, he is making a name on this game as he gets tied up with Segovia and forces a jump ball. Possession arrow with the Rams. And they'll get it back with 5:28 second quarter. Charlton, very impressive. Did not see him a year ago.
No, and there's certain things that he likes to do, but I still think on defense, if you attack him in the pick or anything like that, he likes to come from the backside more so than just straight up.
4-0 run for Southeast Polk to begin this second quarter. TT into the paint, jump step out a hop, gets Hayes off his feet and is able to work his way past Hayes for the 2-point bucket. And it's now a 6-0 run to begin the second quarter. 13-8 Southeast Polk. Segovia brings it into the front court as he kind of backs his way in. Trying to find some room. Paint opens up momentarily, and he's touched on the hand as he goes up. I believe that's going to be on Henry Gaffney. No, it's going to be on Childs. That will be his second of the night. It is a shooting foul, and it will send Segovia to the paint. Maybe an ill-advised drive, but the paint did open for a moment, but then 4 guys collapsed in on him very quickly.
Well, that's where the Cats have been able to get good looks at the rim is off the bounce because they're so aggressive on the perimeter. Both Segovia, as he knocks down the first, and Gersma can take their dude off the bounce. But you've got to finish at the rim, which we've struggled a little bit with.
Segovia came in on the night 83%. He was 5 of 6. Now he's 6 of 7 as he continues to impress in his freshman season. Second one is up, and that one will rattle in. So 2 for 2 at the line for the freshman. 13-9. Bobcats back within 4 with 4:46 in the second quarter.
13-10.
13-10. Didn't have that extra free throw up there, so it's down to 3 now. Schoenfelder picks up TT at the free throw line. Kicks it to Charlton. Charlton on the drive, and Schoenfelder's going to pick up a foul. And Schoenfelder kind of stretching out his middle finger on his left hand. on that drive.
I think it got jammed. Not that he was. For those of you listening on the radio, that was not a euphemism of stretching out the middle finger.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, he was being good.
Childs at the top of the key, finds Charlton. Baseline drive left side, kicks it, and just not ready for the pass was Gaffney, turned over. Bobcats come away with it as Kyle Smith gets it to Gersma as he's checked back in. 3-point game and a timeout on the floor. 4:12 to go. Second quarter, Cats down 13-10 on the road at Southeast Polk on KFJB-TV.
Gavin Mishek, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
Well, right on cue, Gavin Mishek bringing us back from our break as he will check back into the game after this timeout taken by the Marshalltown Bobcats. 13-10. Physicality good. The defense has looked pretty good. A couple of turnovers have resulted in some easy buckets for the Rams. Just right now, you got to find yourself a bucket, though.
Yeah, and where we found the bucket is going towards the rim. And Drake Gersma and then just Damian Segovia have had those opportunities, one off a cut. But so far, Kyle Smith has really struggled with his shot. But good active hands from the Cats. Here's the make by Kyle. Just does a nice job of using the rim to protect himself, getting the left hand reverse up off the glass and in. But, yeah, it really looks like Kyle was really kind of settling for some jump shots. Otherwise, you love the physicality. Best they played against that all year.
Kyle Smith way out high, setting a little bit of pressure on him. He'll get it over to Gersma. Finds Gavin Mishek. Bounce pass into Segovia. Yeah, he is bumped hardcore by Henry Gaffney from behind. That'll be his second foul of the night. And that is the second team foul here in the second quarter. 3:56 to go. In the second quarter, Bobcats down 13-10. Kyle Smith will inbound baseline left side. Kyle Smith looking, inbounds it to Gersma on the left wing. TT is there to pick him up, and they'll skip it over to the near side, back to Gersma. Now back to Kyle Smith, trying to break that pressure outside high.
It's a 1-3-1 half-court trap. We actually ran this in high school and called it 30, and as much as it is about turnovers, it's about just getting you out of your offense.
Segovia down low did turn it over. Now Childs, it opens up the three, pops in and out, but inside, a tough rebound by Gaffney. He'll try to go up, no, a tie ball, and Kyle Smith got Gaffney off the rebound, tied up. Possession arrow with the Bobcats, 13-10. Cats look to maybe tie this game up on this offensive possession, but boy, that trapping pressure that you mentioned, they're way out high. TT is sliding back and forth, really ready to pick up a man at any point.
And in this 1-3-1, they want to trap the corners. And offensively, you want to hit cross cuts on that. And then if you're able to break that initial wave of that trap, you are then on a 3-on-2. You then have advantage if you can get past that initial trap.
Charlton reaches in on the Bobcats, and he'll pick up his first foul of the night. Bobcats will quickly inbound. Skip pass over to Kyle Smith. Double teamed. Now over to Gersma. Now Mishek gets a bounce pass on the right wing and a travel. Yeah, Mishek took one too many steps there before he found Segovia down on the right block at a turnover on the Cats with under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
And they had that, what we talked about. They broke that initial trap. If Mishek would have been able to settle his feet, he had Segovia wide open for a layup. It's a really impressive trap. It's very difficult, but once you get your cuts right, it opens up like the Red Sea.
Bobcats almost tip away a pass by Southeast Polk, but Childs brought it in. Got it back to TT at the left wing. He's trying to clear things out for him. He's going to drive into the paint, hangs, and floats one in for his fourth bucket of the first half. He has 8, And with 2.5 minutes to go, Bobcats down by 5. And Gersma's going to throw it away. Charlton comes up with it. Gersma reaches in on Charlton as he gathered the basketball in. And that will be the first foul of the night on Drake Gersma. Seems like the Bobcats just struggling. Southeast Polk not that much taller. Charlton's got good length, but just struggling to see those passing lanes beating that pressure.
Yeah, and that's really where in anything on a zone you want to get it to the middle. You want to get it to the middle because zones break down in that spot.
TT drives into the free throw line, flips it. Now they give it to Hinsey, left wing, back to the top of the key to Gaffney. Gaffney trying to get it off to Childs. Childs over to TT on the right wing. And he'll drive down to the right block. Covered up by Gersma. Hand at his face. Jumper on the right side of the right block is no good. And Jacob Hayes with a nice rebound with under 2 minutes to go second quarter.
You feel Cats have only scored 2 here
and
in
a
the
kick.
second quarter, that they have not been able to get anything easy.
Segovia was trying to pass it back to Kyle Smith, but kicked out of bounds by Hinsey into the stands. So Bobcats will redo the inbound play, get it into Gersma. Gersma cuts inside, gives back to Kyle Smith, left wing. And back to Gersma, low pass at his shoes. Almost turned over and a reach-in foul. Believe that's going to be on Thomas Childs.
I think.
And yes, it is. That'll be on Childs. That is his third of the night.
No, they're going to give it to Will Hines, his second.
And that'll be the 15th foul on Southeast Polk. So it'll be Drake Gersma at the free throw line. So far this year, 56%. He's 9 of 16 coming into the night at the free throw line. The first one is off the front of the iron for Gersma.
That's really where we're kind of see Drake's legs definitely don't seem to be as strong as they've been so far this year. He's short on most his shots so far.
Second free throws, he takes a deep breath, and this one will go off the right side. Kyle Smith trying to get the rebound, beat out by Charlton, and now an up-court pass is picked off by Segovia. In the front court, he's almost trapped.
There it is.
Jacob Hayes wide open, passes to Kyle Smith. 3, buried left wing, 15-13. Huge shot for Kyle Smith. Came into the night top 5 in threes made in 4A.
We said that breaks down when you get it to the middle. It broke down and wide open 3 on the other side.
Charlton blows past Hayes to counter, and Charlton has 6 points for Southeast Polk. 17-13, 1 minute to go. Opening half. Kyle Smith, far side corner, gets it to the middle to Gersma. High points the basketball, tipped away. Segovia gathers it back in. Mishik is wide open in the near side corner. And the pass was a little bit too late. Now some pressure on Mishik. Gets it to Hayes. Hayes gives it back to Mishik. Forces a 3. It's going to come up well short. Skims off the iron. And it's going to be back to the Southeast Polk Rams as Gersma couldn't get to it quite in time.
We had 2 opportunities. That's perfect. That's what you do in the middle. You have to be decisive and look opposite side. The 2 times on this, both Gersma and Jacob got it again, never looked opposite side.
New face into the game. A jumper at the free throw line is going to be no good for Jordan Perry, who just checked in a moment ago. And shot clock is off. 18 seconds to go. Gersma getting the the midcourt stripe. Kicks over to Kyle Smith. Wide open near side. Corner 3 is no good. And Charlton hauls in the rebound of Kyle Smith with a reach-in foul. As he brings down the rebound, Kyle Smith will pick up his first foul of the night. 17-13 our count. Third team foul on the Bobcats, so no threat there with 10 seconds to go. But Southeast Polk will now have the final shot of the first half.
You had the shot you wanted. Now, what you like about this is, did they score there? No. But over the last 2 minutes, you feel like they understand, all right, this is how you attack that 1-3-1.
So Southeast Polk is going to roll in the inbound play. TT will pick it up at the midcourt stripe. 5 seconds to go. He throws it away. Southeast Polk will gather it back in. And they get it back into the far side corner. 3 at the buzzer is no good for Childs. And that's how we head to the break. 17-13 is our score as the Bobcats had the lead after one, but Southeast Polk put together a nice second quarter to take the lead to the break on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and right here on KFJB-TV.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
At the break, Bobcats trailing 17-13 up on the Marshalltown IB scoreboard. Oh, yeah, Abu Sama. He peaked his freshman year at Iowa State, though, right, David? Oh, Dave's just smiling. They've had a few good players here. Caden Proctor as well on the football side. As you're locked into our halftime report, all brought to you by Scouting America, Mid-Iowa Council. Leading score for the Bobcats, Kyle Smith, 5. He had a late 3 there in the second quarter. Kind of got the Cats going a little bit offensively. Leading scorer, Emmanuel Titi for the Rams. But a fun first half of action. Bobcats have struggled to kind of break some of that pressure, but on one of those big plays, Kyle Smith, the 3, knocked it down left wing. We'll see if the Cats can get rolling in the second half. When we come back, Dylan will chat with head girls basketball coach Ryan Murphy as the girls suffered their first loss of the season, 59-28, earlier here tonight against Southeast Polk. That is on the way. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
I didn't really have much growing up, but I did have a mom, and she gave me a strong foundation. She signed me up for Scouts. I quickly fell in love with the outdoors. Showed me how to take responsibility, how to work with other people, and how to become a leader. That made me a better athlete on the field. Scouting made me the man I am today.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Central State Bank, locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Eye Care Associates of Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo. Hy-Vee of Marshalltown. It pays to perk with Hy-Vee perks. And Legends American Grill, Marshalltown Steakhouse.
in here with the post-game coach's interview with Coach Brian Murphy. Tonight, tough one, 59-28, and it felt like in that first half you got it to about 18-10, and then Southeast Polk went on a run. It seemed like maybe some old habits came up after you turned it over a couple times. What do you attribute that second quarter to?
Yeah, and really I thought there were two runs that got us. The run at the end of the first quarter where it went from 7-3 to 18-7 real quick, and that slide put us deep. And then the hard thing is that set up the second quarter where the hard thing about a press, it's not always about creating turnovers initially, it's about wearing you down. And I thought we mentally, physically wore down a little bit, and that's where you start seeing some of those passes that we know better and we are able to withstand those. But as that fatigue starts to set in, mental and physical, you got to be able to overcome that kind of play after play.
Yeah, and you saw the offensive sets kind of break down in that first half, even when you did break that press. But in the second half, when we were watching, it seemed like you made a much more intentional effort to look post a little bit, to mix it up a little bit, and you had some good minutes in the second half. What did you guys talk about at halftime to kind of reset the Cats' psyche?
I mean, the number one thing we talked about going into this game was making sure we played the game at our pace. Our average possession in that first half was probably anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds at most. Second half, we were really trying to emphasize 15, 20, 25-second possessions, and it's amazing what that'll do to your psyche as far as, all right, I'm calm, I'm going slower, and just trying to run the game at our pace. So I thought overall we did a much better job of managing our own kind of mental and physical speed in that second half especially.
And then Friday night, you take a loss like this, you have an extra day of practice. How do you turn some negatives tonight into teaching points into positives Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, I fully expect teams to come out and press us until we prove that we can handle it. I would be shocked if Fort Dodge doesn't throw something at us just to see how we respond. So, I mean, ultimately, a game like this only makes us better. There's some games on our schedule that don't necessarily do that, and that's why we want to play the Southeast Polks and some of those that are going to push us a little bit, highlight some bad habits that have kind of been festering a little bit, and we've got to make sure we clean those things up if we want to take out Fort Dodge and give them our best.
Thank you very much, Brian. And again, the girls, Fort Dodge, Friday night at the Roundhouse. Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. We'll check out scores and our leading halftime stat leaders when we come back right here on Bobcat Basketball on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
Leading scorer for the Bobcats at the break, Kyle Smith with 5, Drake Grisma with 4, 2 apiece for Damian Segovia and Jacob Hayes. Meanwhile, for the Rams, 8 points for Emmanuel Titi, 6 for Joshua Charlton, and 3 for Thomas Childs, who shot an early 3 here tonight. He's their big threat outside, but outside of that, he was not able to do much. Bobcats had an 8-7 lead at the end of one, but were outscored 10-5 in the second quarter for the Rams to take that 17-13 lead to the break. Coming up, we will get the second half when we come back. This is Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at VanWyckWoodBuilders.com.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com, Marshalltown Area Chamber, MeetInMarshalltown.com, Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction. And the Marshalltown School District, embrace the lead.
Before we begin the second half, time for a quick scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank, locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines.
We have girls final. Des Moines Christian 67, Pella Christian 33. One was more holy than the other. Boys update with 2 minutes left before halftime. Grinnell down 2 to Washington, 27-25. And again, Grinnell loses to Washington in girls basketball, 53-41.
We are underway in the second half. Charlton gets the inbound, late dish down to the right block, and Henry Gaffney misses the jump shot from the right block, but they call a foul on the shot by Gaffney. He was looking for his first bucket of the night, cannot make it, but it is a shooting foul, as it will be on Kyle Smith, his second foul of the night. So the clock stopped at 7:47, third quarter. First possession of the second half. Gaffney's going to roll off a low, flat line drive by Gaffney on the first free throw. It is no good. He came into the game with 0 made free throws, so he keeps that streak alive, Dylan.
Yeah, this 4-point lead in just the pace of this game feels like about 1,000.
Gaffney can't get the second one to go either. Kyle Smith snags the rebound away from his own teammate and Jacob Hayes. Give me that. I'm number 1 in the state in rebounding. Oh, Bobcats with a bad turnover by their point guard as he was looking for Segovia and a finish inside. And Charlton with 8 points now as he got the late dish. Down to the right side he went.
Bad pass by Gersma, but absolutely they dogged it on the way back, allowing Charlton that offensive rebound.
Schoenfelder left wing, covered up by Charlton, just takes it himself all the way to the rack, but is his shot blocked as he hits the deck. Gaffney got the ball, and they'll run it out. Charlton feeds it back to Gaffney, and his reverse layup is no good. Gaffney's putback is no good. He'll try again. Hayes blocks that putback, and he gets the basketball back. He'll get it up and turn it right back over to Will Hinsey, who goes inside. His jumper is no good. Who wants to score a bucket tonight? Neither of these teams. Finally, Kyle Smith snags the basketball away. Here comes Gersma up the front court, into the front court. Swings it over to Schoenfelder, left wing. Jukes the drive. Now Kyle Smith off his screen. Nothing there as Childs popped out on him. And over to Gersma. A lot of cutting going on. Not a whole lot of action. Gersma, right wing, starts the drive. Picked away. TT gets it. Childs now back to TT. Right-handed layup on the left side of the hoop is good. TT with 10.
There is no gas in the tank here. And if I'm Michael Apple, I have got to be talking to the refs about the hand fighting on everything.
TT with his hands all over Gersma right there. Nothing was called on a foul, as TT was the one who actually hit the deck on that contact. Feed over to Jacob Hayes, down to the right block. Feeds it out to Gersma. Wide open three. It's going to be way too strong off the back of the iron, as that will be Southeast Polk Ram basketball with 5:50 to go, third quarter, 21-13.
Yeah, now Coach Apple's talking because there is a lot of physicality, but this is where the Cats have struggled. If they're not going to call the physicality, you have got to be able to power through it.
And a swing pass over to the far side corner is out of bounds. Hinsey was trying to cut as Charlton just lasered one over. It's out of bounds and back to the Bobcats.
Cats have got to find their offensive feet about it, because right now Gersma's getting picked up by TT, 94 feet.
Gersma over the timeline into the front court. Still way out high. Drives and loses the basketball on his way in the paint. He was about ready to travel regardless. Charlton gets it and throws it away, but it's knocked out of bounds by Kyle Smith underneath the hoop late, as Hinsey was getting the feed down there on the left block. And so the Rams will settle in here. Baseline left side. TT will be the inbound man. Gavin Mishek's going to get off the bench before the inbound play happens. And he'll replace Gersma, the point guard.
One thing we're seeing is on Gersma's drive, all four of the Bobcats just stop. They don't move without the basketball. They don't cut off the backside. They just turn into spectators.
Oh, and Southeast Polk Rams almost turned it over, but they'll scramble out there as Hinsey brings it back. Charlton will control it at the top of the key. Picked up by Jacob Hayes. Drives to the free throw line, tries to spin, almost traveled with it. And TT will back it way out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now will start a drive against Segovia. Pulls up free throw line, left side. It is no good. And a foul by Henry Gaffney. That'll be his third of the night. As Lars Schoenfelder is going for the rebound on the left block, and he was fouled.
I feel like he might have shoved Kyle underneath the hoop.
Kyle Smith will inbound for the Bobcats. Backcourt pressure being put on by the Rams. They'll back it off as the Bobcats get it inbound. Segovia at the midcourt stripe. Spins, has it picked up. Charlton the breakaway, and he'll go for the second slam of the night. And we got to have a timeout here. 23-13, a 10-point game. Kyle Smith will get over the timeline, and there comes the timeout by head coach Mike Apple. Bobcats in a hole on the road with 4:33 to go.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
I'm Jacob Hayes. You're watching Bobcat basketball on KFJB-TV.
23-13 at Southeast Polk High School. Up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard, Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does alongside me here tonight. Well, ball security has been a little bit troubling here tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats as they just turned it over. Charlton took it in for his second slam of the night. Bobcats call a timeout down by 10. What are you drawing up here out of the timeout?
What I'm looking at is where they've been able to see Kyle Smith open is usually when he starts as the screener in the set. And you can see that. I like he and Jacob Hayes in a pick action, mainly because we've seen a lot of back picks utilized by Kyle to get Jacob to the rim. But if the defender goes with him, then you just pop Kyle out.
Here come the Bobcats out of the timeout, and Charlton will pick up a foul on the baseline drive.
And
by Mishek, and that'll be their second team foul here in the third.
That foul is because of Michael Apple. That was the least egregious of the hand checks.
Kyle Smith, top of the key, guarded by Childs. Tries to drive down the left side of the paint. Spin move, gets Childs up and under him, and Childs will pick up a foul. As Childs will pick up his third foul of the night. That'll be the third team foul on the Southeast Polk Rams. Baseline left side, Bobcats will inbound. So a couple of quick fouls on the Rams. We'll see Henry Gaffney check back into the game. He'll replace Chris Zay. And so Bobcats see Gersma also check back into the contest as Segovia will check out. Inbound up high to left wing to Gersma from Kyle Smith.
They're trying to rebalance this out.
Yeah, a lot of movement down there, though. They find a great pass down to Jacob Hayes. Right block, gets the shot to go. He got the late feed, and Jacob Hayes puts it off the glass for two. He has four, and he draws the foul for the and one. That'll be on Charlton, his third of the night, as it sends Jacob Hayes to the free throw line. A 75% free throw shooter, 12 of 16 coming into the night, and he can't get the and one to go. Schoenfelder will pick up a foul. On the rebound attempt, he fouls Charlton to answer right back. So 23-15 after the main bucket by Jacob Hayes, and we'll see Segovia get off the bench and check back in to the game, and Schoenfelder will now hit the bench.
Great job by Mishek getting it inside, and they went with the little cross post screen to get him open on the block.
TT drives to the free throw line, kicks it down to the left block to Gaffney. Gaffney back to the top to Charlton, has his pocket picked by Kyle Smith. Segovia comes up with a loose basketball. Feeds out to Mishek, and now back to Segovia. Up to Gersma, outside the right wing on the Rams logo. And out of Segovia, left wing. Mishek, I don't think knows the play call as he was needed to cut as Gersma was calling on him. Gersma at the top gets it back over to Kyle Smith. Drives baseline left side, tries to throw it back towards the middle. There was some contact. Charlatan comes away with it. Feed out to Childs off the glass for two. It's good and foul by Segovia. Childs' second bucket of the night. He has 5 in the and 1 as he'll go to the free throw line, as he is a 67% free throw shooter on the season.
And this is where the Cats have got to be smart. We talked about not giving up transition points, and they've given up almost 10. I think about 40% of the Rams' points have been in transition, as Charlatan really has been a difference maker.
Yeah, he has.
Last couple minutes have been a little rough for him, but right now an 11-point lead feels like about $1 million.
Yeah, their largest lead of the night now for the Rams. And the Bobcats will just throw it away. Mishek throws it into some traffic. Childs in transition three. He's going to skim off the iron. No good. A tie-up down low, but coming away with it is Hinsey. And he'll get it back to TT on the left wing. Fakes a three. Mishek guarding on him.
The rebounding's been pretty poor here tonight.
TT starts the drive. Kicks out to Hinsey. Wide open three near side. Splash. Wow, that is a big shot right there for Hinsey coming in. He was only averaging 1 point per game, but nails at three in the near side quarter. And this thing is getting a little out of hand here in the third. 29-15. Bobcats get it into the front court. And Segovia dribble into nowhere over on the right wing. Gets it back to Mishek.
I'm a firm believer you break presses to score. The quickest way to get them out of a press is to score. Having them set into your offense with 10 to go is not a way. It wasn't a turnover, but right now we have 5 seconds.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Gersma way up high. 2 seconds, 1 second, not going to get off a shot. Did not know that the shot clock was running out, and it's a turnover with 2:05 to go in the third quarter, 29-15.
And this is what that press does.
And
they call
a foul here. It's going to be a foul on Will Hinsey. And I did not see.
That's going to be the 5th team foul.
I did not see exactly what happened. That is going to be his 3rd foul. Personal and 5th team foul. And with that, we have a timeout by the Bobcats. 29-15. Big hole with 2:05 to go in the third quarter on the road for the Cats in the Metro on a Monday night on KFJB-TV.
Tired of just looking for a job? Find a career you'll love. Marshalltown Community College is enrolling now for spring classes. Your future starts here. We offer hands-on career training leading directly to in-demand jobs, from technical skills to healthcare. Our expert faculty and advisors help you find your path. We have flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs you can complete entirely online. Stop waiting. Invest in your future today. Spring classes start January 20th. Enroll now. Visit MarshalltownCommunityCollege.com.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. So we got it all sorted out. Apparently before the shot clock violation, there was a foul away from the ball, which came in on Will Hinsey, as that was his 3rd foul of the night, and it was the 5th team foul. So it was a defensive foul on Southeast Polk, which will send Drake Gersma to the free throw line for the 2nd time tonight. He went to the line in the 2nd quarter and went 0 for 2. As he'll head to the line as the Bobcats needing points with the clock stopped here with 2:05 in the 3rd quarter. And that one's not going to even draw iron here tonight. Drake Gersma might be hurting his team a little bit more right now than not, because we saw him go to the bench and he looked pretty gassed.
Yeah, and you can kind of see he's pretty gassed tonight. He hasn't had his legs all night.
Yeah.
One thing
under the weather to come into the night, so you cannot fault him for that.
And you can see a little bit of the immaturity, lack of game time for Gavin Mishek as well, forcing a little bit more minutes with Drake being under the weather, missing both free throws.
So 0 for 4 at the line tonight for Gersma. Here goes Childs into the paint, kicks out right wing over to Zay, and gives it back to Childs in the near side corner. Almost out on the baseline. Gersma comes up with a steal. He'll push the issue, and he'll take it all the way, trying to answer back for missing those free throws, but comes up short on the layup on the left side of the hoop. And now Kyle Smith. Oh, no, they're going to say, I thought he knocked it out of bounds as Tate went too deep into the corner. Passed it back to the left wing, and it was knocked away, but a last touch by the Southeast Polk Rams.
Yeah, number 44, as Kyle kind of touched it, he touched it before it went out of bounds. Feels like the Cats need to get like an actual bucket. I appreciate Drake's hard work and demeanor, but right now we just need a good bucket.
Backdoor cut, reverse layup for Kyle Smith down the left side, and finally stops a little bit of the bleeding, 29-17. Minute 17 to go in the third quarter. Tate over the midcourt stripe into the front court, drives the free throw line, backs out from Segovia. Now drives down the right side. Kyle Smith handed his face, doesn't matter. Tate with 12 points with 1:04 to go in the third quarter, 31-17. Kyle Smith gets it in the front court from Drake Gersma, tied up. Boy, there was a lot of hand contact right there. Gets it over to Gersma. Now to Jacob Hayes, drives in, right high post extended, knocks down the shot, and Hayes with 4 points here in the third. He has 6 on the night. 31-19.
And you're seeing
40 seconds to go.
Little bit of offensive rhythm here late.
Tate up high, picked up by Gersma, a screen set. He'll switch with Segovia.
You have to keep him out of the lane. That's where he feasts.
Yeah, and he'll be touched on the arm, and I believe it's going to be on Segovia, as Kyle Smith did slide in late, and it is going to be on Segovia, as that will be number 2 on him tonight.
And this is where you wonder, do you start to bring a second defender just to get it out of TT's hands? And right now with 44, if he's not even on our roster, I'm helping off of him.
I'm thinking it might be Joseph Childs. He averages 2 points per game, and he kind of looks like his older brother, Thomas Childs. So I'm assuming that's who it is here tonight. Maybe they had a jersey malfunction before the game. So TT at the free throw line. This is the second one to come. Came in, a 73% free throw shooter. And the second one is up, and that one is good. So his first trip to the line tonight splits him, 32-19. Shot clock is off. Bobcats with the potentially final possession of this third quarter of play. Still in the backcourt, got to get it over the timeline. They finally break it, but Segovia's pass is way too far ahead for Mishek. He tried to throw it back in bounds as he was out on the baseline, and so it's a turnover with 12 seconds to go, third quarter, back to the Rams.
Cats just absolutely, they've played with a lot of discipline, not turned the ball over all year long. They got a little bit more length on the perimeter, and they have really struggled.
Bobcats have only got about one deep here tonight with Gavin Mishek coming off the bench. We have not seen Talon Halstead. 3 seconds to go, 1 second to go. A final shot in the third quarter. The three is off by Joseph Childs, and that's how we head to the fourth. Bobcats in a big hole they'll have to claw out of when we come back. 32-19, Rams with the lead on KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
32-19 as we head to the fourth quarter. Final 8 minutes of our contest between the 3-2 Southeast Polk Rams and the 4-1 Marshalltown Bobcats. Bobcats had an 8-7 lead at the end of the first quarter, but since then the Rams have outscored the Bobcats 10-5 in the second quarter and 15-6 in the third quarter. How do you claw out of such a big lead in a low-scoring game like tonight?
We've seen when they've been able to break things, and it's all about getting it to the middle. Look to attack and then opposite side shooters. When you attack and you're able to swing it, go opposite side, those shooters are going to be able. We're going to have to knock some of those down, and then ultimately you just got to get stops.
Bobcats begin the fourth quarter with the basketball. Gersma feeds it to Hayes, right wing. He had a big shot late in that contest on Friday night against Mason City. Misses a shot from the left block. He gets his own miss, though, out to Segovia, right wing. Hands off to Kyle Smith. Smith, a crossover, finds a little bit of room against Childs, but can't get it to go. The other Childs with the rebound and the clear out to TT. In for the layup, it's good. Hayes was back there trying to shut down the layup, but TT going off with 15.
Yeah, it's the physicality, it is the runouts, all of those things, because the reality is Southeast Polk, except off the bounce and in transition, has not been able to score in half court either.
Gersma drive inside a floater, and it hangs on the left side of the iron. He tries to bat it out of there as he missed the shot, but Southeast Polk comes away with it. 3 left wing. Childs stepping into it, and Thomas Childs with his second 3 of the night knocks it down left wing, 37-19 with 6:52 and counting fourth quarter.
Yeah, Drake Gersma, it's like this is one you like the matchup if you have your point guard, and tonight Drake's trying his hardest, but this is not a Drake Gersma night.
Yeah, he tries to drive in left side and hang it up in the air, and he was not able to get it to go. And 17 now for TT in transition. He blows by the Cats for the easy layup.
And I feel like Apple, you have to do what's best, I feel like, for Drake, and he seems to be doing that with Gavin coming in. Drake just does not have it.
Be interesting to see what Talon Halstead in a game like this would mean, too, on that defensive end, and especially with that height, but we have not seen him, and now he gets off the bench, and he's getting ready to check in. Gersma starts down the right side and loses the basketball as he goes up with it. Southeast Polk with a rebound. Childs has it up to TT in the far side corner, drives. He kicks it back to Childs. Wide open 3 again, and boom, it's good. He's got his third 3 of the night, on his way to 12. And you can't leave a guy like that who's shooting over 40% from downtown wide open, and a timeout for the Bobcats. 42-19, Rams running away with it here in the second half on KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Hey Bobcat Nation, this is Kyle Smith and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
5:44 to go in the fourth quarter. 42-19 up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. Give a wave to all your fans, Dylan. Talon Halstead, Gavin Mishak are back into the game for the Bobcats, and for Talon Halstead, first appearance here tonight. We've seen Mishak pretty much the only guy exclusively off the bench. Bobcats only going with 6 here tonight. And, of course, starting point guard Drake Gersma a little bit under the weather here tonight. He's going to hit the bench. But, a guy like Talon Halstead, I'm definitely not a coach by any means. But, man, his height is noticeable when he has played this year.
And there's philosophy in that. And I have come from a philosophy. I think you need to play 8 guys. Even if you're not going to get a ton of minutes or production out of maybe 1 or 2 of them, you need to play more just for often the rest of your big guys as well.
Yeah. Bobcats in the front court out of the timeout. Good pass to Mishak down from Schoenfelder. A little bit off the line as they get it back. Talon Halstead near side corner. A great pass and a find, but can't finish at the rack. Segovia misses it. Rolls off the front side as Halstead found him. And in the front court quickly are the Rams. TT will back it out as they'll run down some of the shot clock.
This is going to go down as one of the worst offensive efforts in the history of Bobcat basketball here. It's not going very well.
Thomas Childs is going to miss a 3 from straight on here as Gavin Mishak has it into the front court, gives to Segovia. And Segovia with the floater in the paint, rolls out right side. Man, just could not buy a bucket. It's not that they haven't got a few good looks here tonight.
Yeah, just they have not shot it for anything.
Thomas Childs drives inside, kicks out to Joseph Childs, and his 3 is off the back of the iron, no good, but a rebound inside by Gaffney, a second chance opportunity offensively. Pull up left high post and drains it. Jordan Perry checking in, only averaging 0.7 points per game, but drills that one.
He's got one of Kobe's numbers and pulled up with a Kobe midi and knocked it down.
Kyle Smith starts a drive from the left wing, kicks to Schoenfelder, late pass over to Mishek, deflected, gets it back. Segovia open for a 3 right wing, and again, there's a lid on the iron here tonight. Tete in transition all the way, and he's touched. Kyle Smith will pick up the foul. It's an and one as Emmanuel Tete will head to the line for the and one. Oh no, they're going to wave it off.
Say no bucket.
No bucket.
I did appreciate your slightly passive-aggressive call on that one, that he was touched.
So third of the night on Kyle Smith, and on the inbound play, easy bucket for Henry Gaffney, his first field goal of the night, 46-19, 3:40 and counting in the fourth quarter. And a reach-in foul is going to be called on Joseph Childs as he was guarding on Segovia. That'll be his first foul of the night.
This team is not 27 points better, but my goodness, tonight's been disappointing. You look at Talon Halstead on that last one, again, did not box out. The Cats have struggled so much on the defensive glass here tonight.
Segovia up high as he got the inbound from Talon Halstead. Mishek right wing. Dribbles out to the top. A whole lot of dribbling and not a lot going on. Over to Kyle Smith, left wing. Drives into the paint, turnaround jumper, pops in and out. Schoenfelder, nice rebound on the right block, goes back up with it, it's good. His first bucket of the night, first point of the fourth quarter, as we are 5 minutes into this fourth quarter. 3 minutes to go. Mishek almost tips the ball away from Titi. He saves it from out of bounds, and a feed into the paint. Wow. When you're having a night, you're having a night. Joseph Childs goes into the paint, his first bucket of the night, scores it, and he is fouled as the foul will come in on Gavin Mishek. It's an and one for Joseph Childs.
And if you saw, like, it was saved, Bobcats just stood there expecting it to go out while Southeast Polk made a play.
Joseph Childs with his first made free throw of the season. He has 3 points on the night. His average is 2 points per game. A transfer from Grandview Christian along with his brother Thomas Childs. And now Segovia on the other end will finish on the right side as he has 4 points in the game. 49-23 with 2:33 to go in our basketball game. Childs from straight on as Thomas Childs' three will rim out right side and go out of bounds. It's Bobcat possession. As we'll see Hunter Forsything. He is into the game for the Bobcats as Kyle Smith will check out. As reserves now all into our contest here for the Cats. Drilling 49-23, and Tyler Dorothy a couple weeks ago hit a big three and got the student section all going.
I was talking to him before Friday night's game, and he said, I told you I was going to do my part. And he goes, that's got to be one of the plays of the year. At the end of the year, when we do a recap, he's already angling to be on the top 10
So he's calling the shots now.
Well, I've got Jonathan Schaefer telling me he needs to be in intro videos.
Bobcats into the front court. And Segovia drives in off the glass. He is bumped, and the bucket will go. And one for Damian Segovia as he'll head to the free throw line. A great play by the freshman right there, driving in on the right side.
And that's honestly how we've been able to break down this defense, but we haven't been able to finish enough. And really on this pressing is like, hey, can you take it to the rack? Soften things up, open it up.
Segovia is 3 for 3 at the line as he adds the and one and has 7 points on the night after a 10-point performance on Friday against Mason City. TT drives down the right block as Segovia guarding him hits the deck, 51-26.
Yeah, TT's just been way too good here tonight. Strong, able to get wherever he wants to go. Hasn't had to make a jump shot all night.
Hunter Force on the right wing, hold basketball up high. Dribble, now passes to Talon Halstead in the far side corner. Back out to the top as Gavin Mishek has it. Spins into the paint, puts one up, he's touched on the hand. 2 free throws coming for Gavin Mishek as he comes into the night at the free throw stripe. 33% for the Bobcats. As the foul will be the first of the night.
One thing that we've seen a lot of is we are going to the lane specifically
to put up a shot. And often our younger players are spinning, going into defenders. Once you touch that paint, look for your wings. Look for your corner shooters.
Mishek misses the first, second one to come. And that one is good.
Because when you do that and they knock down a couple threes, then they can't bring help. And then you're one-on-one.
TT takes a flat three. It's no good off the front of the iron. It's just checking in a moment ago was Garrett Taney for the Bobcats. He'll get the rebound. But Gavin Mishek, left wing. He brought it up the near side, front of the scorer's table. At 104 is left wing. He had to reach in on TT. That will be his second foul of the night to go along with his 19 points. Getting off the bench is Chris Zay as he'll head to the bench. No, actually, Tete is going to head to the bench.
It is one of those. I do feel for them when they get that hand check call because it hasn't been called all night. And then when you switch it up, he was frustrated with the foul call.
Nisha gets the inbound, run to the points. Over to Tyler Dorothy. Three is off the mark. And a rebound brought in by Chris Zay. Zay will kick it near side and splash. Wow. So that's Joseph Childs. So we don't know who 44 was. But he can shoot it
like his brother.
Yeah. Final moments here. 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. So it all but decided as of right now. Alan Holstead will throw it away. Say no, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Chris Zay stole the pass from Talon Holstead as he was going for Tyler Dorothy on the far side wing. 25 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Sadie will pass in, and it's tipped away.
This has kind of been a house of horrors night, no matter what level it is.
Yeah.
And this is a team, I think we play 5 times, we beat them at least 2. It's not, this is a blowout based on kind of a game getting away from you.
And a drive in by Gavin Mishek on the left side. He's going to cover up the left side of his face. Been a little bit of contact there. The Southeast Polk Rams lead this series 16-4 since 2006. Last year was a 56-48 win for the Rams. And the Bobcats last beat the Rams back in 2021, 55-28. So Mishek with 18 seconds to go in the game at the line for 2. And the first one will rattle in for Gavin Mishek, who has 2 points in the game. Second free throw to come. Well, we had a big crowd to begin the night. It is cleared out, to say the least. 3 of 4 on the night. Gavin Mishek will finish with 3 points for the Bobcats as we count down our final 10 seconds here tonight at Southeast Polk High School. Rams will go to 4-2. Bobcats will drop to 4-2. So Rams will hold the ball, and that will put a wrap on it here tonight. 54-29 is our final score as the Bobcats just a lid on the rim here tonight. Couldn't get a bucket to go, and both teams will meet at half court. Coming up, our post-game chat with head coach Mike Apple as we head to the locker room report. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat Burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat Burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Looking for a financial partner that puts you first? At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're more than just a place to bank. We're part of your team. From low-interest loans and great savings rates to personalized service you can trust, we're here to help you reach your goals. Join the credit union that understands what matters most, because we're built by employees for employees. Stop by Lennox Employees Credit Union today at 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, or visit lennoxecu.com to get started. Lennox Employees Credit Union, where your success is our mission. Member NCUA.
KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dones alongside me. A final tonight of the boys' game, 54-29. Bobcats outscored 22-10 in the fourth quarter. They had the early lead, 8-7 at the first quarter, but the Rams just took over and dominated throughout the second, third, and fourth. As they played exceptional defense here tonight, I thought, against the Bobcats, especially when they kind of trapped him in the front court, and Bobcats just had a struggle all night kind of breaking through that.
Yeah, every single level struggled with their zone pressure, and there's the one where they broke it.
That's kind of the one shining moment of the night.
Yeah, they got it into the middle, and then they went away from it. I really thought they did some uncharacteristic things. One, turned it over, and that led to transition points for the Rams, double-digit transition points. Then defensively, they did not box out all night long. They got killed on the glass. I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are, but absolutely killed on the glass, and they just didn't make shots. Give it to the Rams. They were very active in passing lanes, good pressure on the ball, but there were a lot of open shots for the Cats that did not go.
Gavin Mishek finishes with 3 for the Cats, 4 for Drake Gersma, 7 apiece for Kyle Smith and Damian Segovia. Jacob Hayes finishes with 6 and Lars Schoenfelder with 2. Leading score for the Rams, Emmanuel Titi with 19, 12 for Thomas Childs, 10 for Joshua Charlton. As the Rams, again, go to 4-2 on the season. Bobcats drop to 4-2 with a 54-29 loss. Girls dropped their first contest of the year as well, losing 59-28 as they drop to 6-1 on the season. Both teams match up with Fort Dodge coming up on Friday night. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Ready for a 4-year degree, but not ready for the cost? Start smart at Marshalltown Community College. Get the first half of your 4-year education in just 2 years and save thousands. Our flexible programs allow you to seamlessly transfer to a university as a junior. You get a high-quality education with smaller class sizes and the faculty attention you deserve. It's a smart start to your bachelor's degree. Spring classes start January 20th. Enroll today. Visit MarshalltownCommunityCollege.com.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Sandvik Enterprises of Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks. Members First Community Credit Union, financially empowering Central Iowa. And Sports Plus, sportsplusTherapy.com.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. Time for a final scoreboard update of the night. All brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what they can do for you with locations at Ames State Center and in West Des Moines. Well, boys, final tonight. Washington tops Grinnell 72-60. As also Des Moines Roosevelt, a girls' final here tonight. Des Moines Roosevelt falls to Dallas Center Grimes 68-34. Pella Christian is topped by Des Moines Christian 67-33. And also a final in girls basketball. Grinnell loses to Washington 53-41. The final there. That is a scoreboard update. Again, all brought to you by Central State Bank. We'll be back with our post-game visit with head coach Mike Apple when we come back. This is Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Anytime is a great time to treat yourself at Dairy Queen. From legendary blizzards and cakes to juicy burgers and crispy fries. Whatever you're craving, we've got you covered. Both Marshalltown locations have all your lunch and dinner favorites to keep you smiling and coming back for more. Right now, try the sauced and tossed sweet chili chicken strip basket, frosted sugar cookie blizzard, or the holiday nog shake. Don't wait. Swing by either Marshalltown location or get Dairy Queen delivered today.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Back in the post-game coach's interview with Coach Michael Apple. 4-point halftime deficit turned into a bit of a blowout in the second half as the Cats just couldn't hit shots. Cats lose 54-29. When you look at the overall game, what really jumps out to you?
Our turnovers. I thought they were really physical with us, and we didn't handle it very well. They got a lot of points off turnovers. And their transition that second half. I mean, they really got that ball ahead, and we didn't get back in time. And that 4-minute just start to that third quarter, they jumped out, and it was pretty much over from there. We didn't handle that coming out of the half very well at all.
And look at a bit of the guard play. Some of your guards looked their age, finally looked young, and then Drake was not healthy. That was pretty evident. But from the offensive end, what was it that gave you so much difficulties?
I think just their pressure. I mean, they were switching everything and made it hard to get in our actions. Early on, they switched it up and kind of went to a 1-3-1 and started trapping us, and we didn't handle that very well, just hitting open guys and finding spots to attack. And, we had some good looks that first half. They didn't drop. Kyle had 3 or 4 good ones that he was open. We didn't make them. So, you make a few of those that first half. It's a little bit different going into halftime, but at the end of the day, we got to be much better in transition. We got to be able to handle some physicality and pressure and attack when they're doing that.
And you got an extra day of practice, and then going into the Christmas break. So Fort Dodge on Friday is a big one. How do you turn what was a negative for the night, teach some, and make it a positive Friday night?
Just kind of. When teams throw different things at you, just being prepared and understanding how to attack it, we can look at that 1-3-1 and where they're trapping us. We can look at, if they're denying us, what's our counter and our actions to go back door and get layups and attack the defense that way. And ultimately being aggressive when they're that far out on us and get them off us by driving to the rim and making good decisions.
All right. Not a good night here in Southeast Polk, but Friday night looking to end the Christmas season strong as the Bobcats seek to go 5-2. Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. That is our postgame chat with head coach Michael Apple. As each week we award an athlete of the week, a male and female athlete of the week, all presented by Adlet Engraving and Screen Print, as well as Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek King traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. Tomorrow, watch our social media channels as we'll put out our athletes of the week, our male and female athletes of the week. Receive a $25 gift certificate and a Adlet Engraving and Screen Print custom athlete of the week t-shirt. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're locked into the Locker Room Report, all powered by Wells Fargo Advisors.
Come to Opa Grill in Marshalltown for made-fresh family recipes handed down for generations. Treat yourself to gyros, pasticcio, Italian pasta dishes, burgers, salmon, homemade soups, and fresh salads. Enjoy a nice glass of wine or a cold glass of beer. Opa Grill has a great variety of American, Greek, and Italian dishes. Something to make everyone in your party say Opa. Open 11 to 8 Monday through Friday, 11 to 3 Saturday, closed Sundays. At the corner of Boone and Center Streets in Marshalltown. DoorDash delivery available. Opa.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV, provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Well, our upcoming broadcast schedule here on KFJB-TV. Bobcat Live on Thursday night from 6 to 7. Hope to have you along out there for the show as we'll talk girls and boys basketball, a little bowling as well. And then also that same night on Thursday, we'll have girls and boys wrestling coverage from the Roundhouse against the Atilmo Bulldogs. Coverage will start at approximately 7 p.m. And then basketball to end the front half of the schedule before the Christmas break. A girls-boys doubleheader Friday night starting at 6 between Marshalltown and Fort Dodge. One final timeout from Southeast Polk High School. We'll be back right after this on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, mtownproud.com, Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. Van Wyck Wood Builders, storage sheds, garages, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you pursue your financial goals.
One final time from Southeast Polk High School. You know, Dylan, it's kind of the unfortunate thing. You don't have another game tomorrow. You don't want to dwell on a game like this. You want to kind of flush it from your system, you know. But the Bobcats don't play again until Friday nights inside the Roundhouse against Fort Dodge, and that's a night you definitely don't want any letdowns on.
Right. The big thing you're happy about, this isn't the last game before Christmas.
Yeah.
Because this does not reflect who we are. Now, one, if Southeast Polk was a 25-point better team than us, you know, you have to live with it. Tonight, I really felt like we did not at all ever get into our game. So you can flush it. It's good that you get, hopefully Drake can be healthy by Friday, get whatever illness out of his way. And then Gavin Mishak has enough film that coaches can start to teach him a little bit. It's hard to teach in game speed if you're not in game speed. So I think it might actually be able to help Damian and others that look their age here tonight. So there's always a silver lining, and I think the silver lining is they'll be ready to roll Friday night.
Well, thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew here tonight, as our radio producer, the Todd Father, back at the radio studios tonight, Todd Steinkamp. Our camera crew tonight, Keith Stewart and Elijah Bond. David Bragg, our on-site producer. For Dylan Doze, I'm Brandon Lewis. We'll talk to you Thursday night at Bobcat Live and from inside the Roundhouse on Friday night for the girls-boys doubleheader. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat basketball right here on your home for the Cats. News Talk 1230 AM 93.9 FM and on KFJB-TV.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders,